make an effective bamboo fire saw, split the largest standing dead piece of bamboo you can find, and then pick one piece, start scraping off the powdery outer coating. Once most of the powder has been removed, increase the pressure a little bit and you'll start to notice shavings building up on either side of your knife. Keep shaving until you have a pile about the size of a large egg. Then you need to process your tinder bundle. Rolling between your hands like this will increase the surface area. Then just split it into two separate bundles. Now it's time to prepare your fireboard. Start drilling a hole from the inside of the bamboo piece to the outside. When you can feel your knife point with your finger, you've gone far enough. Carefully bore out your hole on the inside, but be very careful to make sure it's still just a pinprick on the outside. Then score a groove directly over the hole you just created. Your finished fireboard should look something like this. Nothing fancy. Place your two tinder bundles directly to either side of the hole you created. Then hold them in place with a bent piece of stripped bamboo skin. Now take the other piece of bamboo that you split off and put an edge on one side of it. We're not looking for razor sharpness here. Think more like butter knife sharpness. This is how the fire saw works. You're going to align the notch you made on the bottom piece of your fireboard and then slide it back and forth on the edge you created to generate friction. Brace one end of your saw in the ground, the other against your belt. Align the notch you made and slowly begin sawing. You're going to be excited right about now, but try to ease up on the pressure and relax. First we have to get an initial char on the saw itself. Look at the blade right now and notice how it's starting to turn brown. Now that you've got a nice initial char, it's time to relax and take a break. We'll come back in a minute. Now that you've regrouped and hopefully had some refreshments, it's time to warm up the set. Again, plant your fire saw in the ground and onto your belt. Guide the board onto the notch and make long sweeping motions the entire length of the blade. This is just to drive out excess moisture and warm up your fireboard. Then you can speed up a little bit and increase pressure a little bit to start accumulating hot dust, which will eventually ignite to form your ember. Once you start seeing smoke, it's time to go for a coal. Increase your pressure and speed, but decrease your stroke, centering around the area where it seems to be dragging the most. Once your board is smoking on its own, you have achieved a viable ember. Just in case, let's aerate this one a little bit. Use a small bamboo poker or your knife blade to make sure the ember didn't stick to the bottom of the fireboard, which it sometimes does. Now make sure you don't lose your ember by adding a little air, folding it in just like a regular tinder bundle, adding a little more oxygen. You might be shaking a little bit too at this point. Friction fire takes a lot out of you. You can actually feel the calories leaving your body. But just look what you've done with that energy. Bamboo shavings make an excellent tinder bundle because they don't fly away in the wind and they get incredibly hot. Skip to a couple minutes later and look how much heat and energy is still contained in this dead looking ember. The fire saw is an excellent friction fire tool for humid climates. Just make sure to keep it aerated or you can lose the coal. Your fireboard can be reused and hopefully after a while it will resemble this. Then maybe you could hang it up on your wall as a modern piece of primitive art. again, thanks so much for watching. This is Bill with Hidden Florida. Please contact me if you have any questions.